when you've lived somewhere all your life, changes coming sort of gradually over the years, and you don't always notice them. I wouldn't say they're always for the best. It's like when you look around here. When I was a kid, this was all gravel pits, gravel workings. Not the best of places for kids to come and play, but this was one of our playgrounds. With hindsight, thank God the Lee Valley Parks took it over, and it hasn't become a huge, great industrial development. But with hindsight, it'd been nice if it had been left as the gravel workings for wildlife. They naturalised like the ones up at Cheshunt, up the. God, you know, I must be getting old. I can't think of the name. Anyway, all around the Cheshunt Lakes, it's absolutely stunning up there. But got to be grateful for what we got. I mean, so much history here. Just over to the right over there was the old small arms factory. I think that was 1816 they started building that, because you've got the Lee over there for the water that powered all the machinery. It served in the Crimean Wars, both World Wars and other different conflicts. Really, it was the small arms that sort of built this area up, because the labour force or workers, whatever way you want to call, whatever you want to call them, I think the height of it, which was between the two world wars, was about 2,500. That's now Enfield Island Village, a big housing complex, but it's very tastefully done actually. It's quite nice. There's still lots of open space over there. Not like the modern complexes you see now, where you're sort of all knocking on each other's doors. Anyway, just gives you a little bit of history, insight the history on here. Like I said, I think I said earlier on, didn't I? I'm walking up towards the M25, and then I shall just do a right and walk down to the Lee. Right, this is where I take the right hand fork here, because you probably guessed by the noise of the traffic, I've now got to the M25, so this is where I should just go down here and then pick up on the Lee, do a right hand on the Lee, and then just have a nice get back into the peace and quiet of the canal. I should have taken more interest in local history actually, because as far as I'm pretty confident, the Lee, the source of the Lee, is up in Luton. Can't remember where now. But then it sort of flows all the way through the Lee Valley and comes out into Docklands down onto the Thames in London, which is why the Vikings navigated up here as far as they could go, because obviously it wasn't a proper canal then, it was probably just a little tributary, but they probably sort of set up colonies along the route of the river. Hell of a lot of history, all over the country actually. And I wish now I had taken more interest, but this time of life, yeah, it just seems worth it really, to be honest. But knowledge is a powerful thing, so it won't hurt. Well, I'm just going to carry on up here because of the bloody noise of that traffic, constant. You can see the lockdown's over. It's just like a normal work day now. Never ever stops. That's why I like that way, where it's all peaceful. Or that way, because you've got the forest up there, which is quite nice, where I was yesterday. Right, let's carry on and call it till I get down to the river. Right, this is the drop down now to get away from the bloody roar of traffic and down to the peace and quiet of the river, just running just below the traffic down here. So let's just go down and then make my way back along the Lee down to the lock again. This is roughly about I think it's about a 2 mile little round walk, which is just enough at the moment. I might go a little bit further along once I'm back down there and have a look at the backwaters, but that's another story. So we'll get onto that a bit further down the line. Right, let's crack on and get down to the river then. Just got to watch your step down here. It's a bit bloody steep, this is. And I'll tell you, I've done it before, just after rain, and it's not one to be recommended, put it that way. Unless you've got footballer boots on with the studs in the bottom. But anyway, here we are. This is where it gets nice and quiet down here now. Right under the viaduct that carries the motorway. It's like chalk and cheese. Bloody lovely. Popular route for the cyclists, as you can see. And what is a good sign is the river must be getting healthy because the amount of school fires in there, which is good news for the cormorants. Are quite numerous down here at the moment. I say, I can't believe the weather. It's turned out absolutely gorgeous now. Earlier on I was in two minds whether to bring an umbrella, but I'm glad I didn't now. Absolutely gorgeous down here now. Right, let's have a nice little walk along the river. Talk at the cormorants, look, there's one coming up here now. Full up as well. The other thing up here is there's a nice little riverside cafe up here, which is nice for the kids. They've got play area for the kids, and I think there's a few people actually heading up there now, to be honest, which is quite nice. Right, let's just get out of the way of these couple of cars coming along. A bit of room. Sorted. Right, I think that's it. Couple of cyclists, and then that's it, I think. Let's just get that nice. Right, mate. What a nice little touch that is, eh? Pub boat. Now, if my old mate Ken was with me, we would definitely be in there. So, I don't know if it's going to move along, Ken, but you have to keep that in mind for next time. That's a sign of the times. When I used to come down here, you used to catch the eels while you're out there fishing, and treat them as a bloody nuisance, to be honest. Slimy bleeding things. Now they're endangered species, which just goes to show that you should look after the environment, because like everything else, once things have gone, they're gone. There's no coming back, is there? Anyway, they've invested heavily up here on, I don't know what you call it, eel conservation. I'll show you in a minute, I'm walking down that way. Must cost an absolute fortune, so that's how much importance they put on in saving the species. So let's just walk down the river, just have a look at that. and then that probably be enough for me for today. Tomorrow I might come back and go a bit further down. It's just nice. I much prefer to be out than in, as I've said many times before. Right, let's carry on down, just have a look down the backwaters and remind me of the day or days when I was literally knee-high to a grasshopper down here fishing all day long. Bread and jam sandwich, bit of bread, couple of maggots, bliss. Happy as a pig in shit. This place is just full of memories for me. Well, there's none of this obviously when I was a kid because this is a recent installation, but this was the, I think there's two inlets to the pumping station, King George V pumping station, which is just behind us there. But this is one of the ones that used to sort of feed into the pump house to be pumped up into the reservoir. The other one was one over on the Lee, which is no longer there, put it that way. You can see where it was, but it's just not functioning at all. But this one, I think, they still actually pump from this one. And what was happening, as far as I know, is the young elvers were coming up here, getting sucked, because obviously the pumps are sucking the water in all the time, sucking the little eels up, and that was their demise. So it's a marvellous bloody thing, actually. You can imagine how much that cost, an absolute arm and a leg. And how much, I say, the importance they put on saving all the little things that we take for granted. And when you think they swim all the way from the Cigars to Sea, I think it's about 4,000 miles. They drift along on the currents. I think it takes them a couple of years until they reach the inland waters, and then they make their way up into where they stay for the next 20 years. And the sad bit to that story is then they sort of swim all the way back to the Cigars of Sea to mate and die. Makes you wonder if it's all worth it, doesn't it? That's why it's such a struggle to keep them going. Also, I could go on for hours actually. This part of the river, or this little part of Enfield, was a huge part of my childhood. And what a difference to today. Never had the computers or what they call them, Xboxes, shows how behind the times I am, laptops, whatever you call it. All we had was a crystal set. You fill about the bleeding hours trying to find a station, and then as soon as you've got sort of Radio Luxembourg, or what's the other one, I can't think of the other one now, you used to lose a signal, you used to start all over again. All that, but happy days.